Om Bhadram Karnebhi Srinuyama Devaha Bhadram Pashe Makshabhirajatraha Sthirairangais Tustuvagang Sastanubhir Vashema Devahitan Yadayuhu. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. O Lord, may we hear with our ears what is auspicious. May we see with our eyes what is good. May we, strong in limbs and body, sing your praise and enjoy the life allotted to us by you. Om. Peace, peace, peace. Good morning. Probably all of you know that the last week we have celebrated the Janmatithi, the birthday of Swami Vivekananda, and following our tradition, this Sunday we are going to share some thoughts on life of Swami Vivekananda. And we thought that it reminded me one old incident 6 or 7 years ago. One senior monk, when I was working in Udbodhon, the monthly Bengali journal or Ramakrishna order, that senior monk requested me to write something on the relationship, the remarkable relationship between Swami Vivekananda and other brother disciples of Swami Vivekananda, like Swami Brahmananda, Swami Sharadananda, all of them. So, but due to various circumstances, I never got the chance to write about that. So now I thought, at least partially, I can fulfill that the senior monk's wish, his comment. And at the same time, when he requested me, I feel a little confident because whenever I read this portion from the life of Swami Vivekananda and the other direct disciples of Sri Ramakrishna, always I was enchanted to read all those things. That beautiful feeling. It will, when you hear all those things, when you read all those things, those thoughts, those incidents will carry you to a different realm. Unfortunately, we do not have much data, information about the direct disciples of Christ or Buddha or Muhammad or anybody else. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, we have some. But about the disciples of Sri Ramakrishna, we get much more data. So not everything, unfortunately. So little bit of it is good to have some thirst for that. Never ending, no? Some never ending our desire. So it is very nice to read about them, think about them. We talk about philosophies. We generally we talk about philosophies. But life is important because through the life, common people understand much more about the philosophy. When you hear, when you thought over all those lofty thoughts, how it will influence your life. And when you are affected, you are soaked in these noble ideas, your behavior change. And thus it influence the society around you, the environment around you. So, and we can understand how the growth of spirituality within us will influence our behavior and how it will impact the society we live in. We see that the life of Swami Vivekananda and the direct disciples, they are struggling in adverse situations, conditions, just like Christ. When he left, the bereavement, the sense of agony, that when you separate from your beloved teacher, you can feel that. And not only that, we'll come in, and it is going to a series of lectures. Slowly, we'll read about the Kashipur episode, the last days of Sri Ramakrishna, the episode in Baranagar Math, the Baranagar monastery, the beginning of, you can say, a new chapter. So, and all those their life, we can understand how they are, that it's very important. Having that kind of love and respect is not only love, not only respect, it's a love plus respect and something more. So, by studying Sri Ramakrishna as a teacher and a true well-wisher, we can see how he shaped future generations through the example of his own life, not only by teaching the relationship between the devotee and the divine, but also by demonstrating the ideal methods of imparting knowledge. We'll come to realize that spirituality is not just about following a set of rules and regulations or adopting specific attire. Through these reflections, we can see that spirituality is about the development of willpower, development of your working power, Ichha Shakti, Karma Shakti, manifestation of your willpower. So, it is not following do and don'ts. How you are developing your willpower, what you want, whether you can do it or not. And Karma Shakti, the power to work, the enthusiasm, the growth of knowledge, and the radiating of joy. That Sat Chit Ananda, Chit, the knowledge, the Ananda, the bliss. So when you get something in your spiritual life, you will bound to radiate that. Your willpower will grow, your workforce will go, and jnana, the knowledge and joy. So, and another thing we can learn. We have learned that how Sri Ramakrishna, that making that new generation, how to build a new generation, our next generation. It's our responsibility to build. To build. Whether if you are a parent, a father or mother, or maybe you are a teacher or professor, how to build that new generation. It's our responsibility. You can learn that. You see, many more than a century ago, they just apparently left this gross world. But still, whenever you read, inspiring. So that's why the inspiring relationship, it is not about love and respect. It inspires us. So why? So today our discussion is going to be the foundation of our next lectures. So why they are so much inspiring? Where is the difference? So we'll discuss today why they are so different. So I found in Bengali there's a book on the biographies of the direct disciple of Sri Ramakrishna. All the direct disciples of Sri Ramakrishna, there is a book in Bengali. Name is Sri Ramakrishna Bhakta Malika. Here in English, Maharaj he also wrote a book in English. So they lived with God and God lived with them. Beautiful book. So why I choose that one, that Bengali part? Madhavananda ji, he saw many of these direct disciples. So, and about Madhavanandaji, Holy Mother, he once told that he gave a great certificate about Madhavanandaji. He is not only a good scholar, but a good monk also. So, হাতির দাঁত সোনা দিয়ে বাঁধানো. So, a ivory cast in a golden frame. So, that was his remark. Um, so he, let us, so he wrote like that. It is Bengali, but I have tried to translate that. When the Supreme Lord of the universe assumes a human form, incarnates in this world, he has two primary purposes. First, to prevent the decline of dharma according to the needs of the age, and second, to relish divine bliss. In Bengali it is written that Rasashadan, to the divine bliss that belong to God himself, he want to enjoy. This is the second part. And first part is dharmer glanir aponodon. In Bengali it was like that. So to prevent the decline or juga prayojane, and it's to the needs of the age. In time of Christ, the need of the age was different. Time of Buddha, need of the age was different. So it changes. So now the need was different. So he prevent the decline of dharma. Religion, righteousness, duty, this is the other meaning of dharma. But here I think it may be better to keep it as a dharma. Dharma means everyone has a dharma. Being a human being, I have a dharma. I have some responsibility, some duty, some expectation as you are a human being. And you cannot you cannot expect that kind of thing from elephant. No, you are a human being. So we want something from you. This is a dharma of a human being. So dharma of a teacher, dharma of a soldier, dharma of I think a leader, national leader. They have a dharma. They have own some kind of frame of duties, responsibilities. So in the life of this avatara of God, we get this kind of, is not only spiritual world. If you read carefully with attention, you will find there is a message for as a national leader, as a teacher. You will get that message when you read. So, okay. To support that, I found two portions from Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna. He has two primary purposes. So it is 1885, 13 June. Sri Ramakrishna to M is talking. Do you know why God incarnates himself as a man, as a human body? It is because through a human body one can hear his words. He sports through it. He tastes divine bliss through a human body. How you can hear the word of God? That's why Bible is there. You can hear. You have a human understanding, human mind. So you need, those words should be expressed through a human lips, human body. So you can hear God. And 1886, thanks to Patrick. So, so here he says, every now and then I say to myself, may I not have to come back to earth again, at the last stage when in Kashipur episode. But there is something else. After enjoying sumptuous feasts outside, one does not relish cheap home cooking. So Patrick, that day he asked me why we are discussing. So what is about sumptuous feasts? So if you read that part, so Sri Ramakrishna is saying God loves the company of devotees. When I am alone, God, he does not enjoy. But when he is with devotees, he enjoy. So for him, that when he is in that this beautiful word, Bhakta Vatsala, he loves the devotees. So So after enjoying sumptuous feasts outside, one does not relish cheap home cooking. When I am alone, doesn't like that. So he loves the company of sincere devotees. Again and again you will see. So that's important to read. Read means, so we should remind ourselves. It is not only that our part, we love God, where are you? He also eager to meet you. Sometimes we talk about spiritual life. It is shifting the center of your thought or your consciousness from little to big. From unripe ego to ripe ego, to human understanding to divine understanding. It's a shift of your center of your thought, of your consciousness. So when you started thinking from that way, then you will enjoy your life also. Even in your struggle also, you can find a new light. When you start understanding the things in your life from the other angle. Okay. So, to assist in these divine missions, he brings specific, deserving souls into this world. Though they are born in various places, they unite with him at the appointed time and, by his grace, come to realize their true identities and their eternal relationship with the Avatara. In this way, they not only achieve their own spiritual fulfillment, but also contribute to the nourishment of the Lord's dual purposes. Lila Pushti, to nourish the divine play. Why he? It's Sri Ramakrishna's mission. Or like that. He has a purpose. So we are here to do our part. Among these souls, some are his direct parts, some are auxiliary, while others serve as his attendants. They are different parts. So in Holy Mother say Anga, Upanga or Parshada. This is the Sanskrit terms for that. As long as the Lord remains in the world in his physical form, they rejoice in his presence, give him joy in return, and shape their lives according to his divine instructions. When the Lord relinquishes his physical form, these devotees dedicate themselves to continuing his unfinished works of universal welfare. You can, why I love that part, you can pick this portion and you can understand more, like Buddha's life, Christ's life, all those things. Same thing is happening. In due course, they return to their respective divine abodes. These observations equally we can apply to the intimate devotees of Sri Ramakrishna, who were recipients of his special grace. That these devotees were not ordinary mortals becomes evident upon examining the trajectory of their lives from childhood and their extraordinary rapid progress in the spiritual realm. Where the difference is there. This is the common thing. Raised in various strata of society, like any other, they were, however, driven by an inner inspiration that enabled them to overcome numerous obstacles. Most of them, even at a young age, found their way to Sri Ramakrishna's holy feet, where his divine touch revealed to them an entirely new spiritual dimension. Reflecting on this transformation evokes profound wonder. Where from they came? We will discuss all those things. It is in like a summary. He wrote an introduction of that whole book. So it's a summary kind of thing. Even more astonishing is Sri Ramakrishna's unmatched ability to recognize these souls and guide them in their spiritual evolution according to their inherent inclinations. He transcended all distinctions of gender, marital status, caste, or social standing. No external covering could obscure the clarity of his divine vision. Advaitananda ji, he came when he is already aged, elderly person. He was that older than even Sri Ramakrishna, a married person. like Mahapurush Maharaj, Shivananda ji. And from Bihar, from a poor family, unlettered, Latu came. From the universities came Narendranath, Sharot, Vigyan Maharaj, all those people. So, but how beautifully he wrote. He transcended all distinctions of gender, marital status, caste, or social standing. No external covering could obscure the clarity of his divine vision. Sri Ramakrishna, many times he told, like a glass case. Like a glass case, he can see inside what is there. So apparently, how you look like, where you from, no matter. I can see your inside, how your mind is working, where are the obstacles. Allow me to remove those obstacles. He simply did that. As one pays attention to those details, the extraordinary greatness and sweetness of the characters naturally uplift the mind to a higher plane. It feels as though Sri Ramakrishna himself is continuing his divine play for the welfare of the world through these pure and sacred souls. The unity between him and his devotees becomes palpably evident. This is why Swami Vivekananda remarked that within the Ramakrishna order, it is Sri Ramakrishna who is manifest in diverse forms. Just as a mighty river branches into numerous streams to nourish vast lands and quench the thirst of countless beings, Sri Ramakrishna, though hidden from physical sight, worked through his intimate devotees to fulfill the spiritual needs of the age. Through them, he established harmony among religions and provided peace to humanity, scorched by worldly sufferings. Sri Ramakrishna can be likened to a vast reservoir of spiritual energy, and his close devotees to the conductors that channel his immense power. He was the source of their multifaceted strength, and each was born with a unique role. Everyone was different. So, among them were towering figures like Narendranath, later Swami Vivekananda, whose intellectual brilliance and spiritual power revolutionized thought both in the East and the West, and others like humble, unlettered Latu Maharaj, Swami Adbhutananda, who with his simple, God-absorbed life brought peace and fulfillment to seekers who came to him. Despite these differences, all exhibited rare qualities such as truthfulness, devotion, renunciation, perseverance, tolerance, universal love, and the ideal of serving humanity as God. So it goes on. It goes on like that, very beautifully. And at the end, he quoted a remark by Swami Premananda. He heard from Swami Premananda. He saw him. Madhavani saw Swami Premananda. He told that Sri Ramakrishna is far beyond us to understand. Let us understand Swamiji, that is Swami Vivekananda. Then we can understand the Master. Indeed, their lives stand as a living commentary on the life of Sri Ramakrishna. Through them, we catch a glimpse, however faint, of the extraordinary glory of that supreme personality of Sri Ramakrishna. We cannot even think of. We can try. So, and then he told, the one who could mold the minds of such powerful individuals as Swami Vivekananda, shaping them like clay in his hands, must have been an immensely powerful personality. With that we can start. How he gave a shape of the strong mind of Swami Vivekananda kind of thing. Now you can just think of that. Plus try to understand Swami Vivekananda, and then you can understand the teacher behind him. So that is the thing. To understand the one's, there was a request to write an article on Swami Vivekananda. Then I tried to think the mind of these direct disciples. Why they are so different? Why their actions are so different? Like that, one incident is there. Swami Vivekananda was then at Allahabad, Mutiganj. We have a center in Allahabad, UP, Uttar Pradesh, and he was the founder of the center. So when he and we have a center, we had a center, better to say, because it is no more exist. So it was in Rangoon. During World War II, we have to that stop the functioning of that center. But the incident happened before that. So Swami Punyananda was the secretary of that center. It was a huge center of Ramakrishna Mission. We had a huge hospital there. He many times he wrote or he told personally to Swami Vivekananda Maharaj, you are a direct disciple of Sri Ramakrishna and you have that unparalleled spiritual caliber. Please come and visit our center. The land of our center will be sanctified by your presence. So he never gave a suitable answer. So no, I do not have time, like that. So after 1 year, suddenly, Swami Punyananda at Rangoon, he got an letter from Swami Vivekananda. I want to visit your center at Rangoon. Please give me permission. It was his way. He was so humble and strange, better to say. I want to go there. So he became, okay, yes, much. Immediately he sent a reply, much, please come. We are ready to receive you. Please come. And he told to send a message to Belur Math also, Vivekananda to Belur Math. So they are also became happy because it was a rare thing to get Swami Vivekananda, everyone, because Allahabad was far away from Belur Math. And here, the time we are talking now, so almost all those direct disciples, they disappeared. They passed away. Swami Brahmananda, Turiyananda, Premananda. Maybe only Akhandananda still was there, because maybe he was the vice president. Vivekananda vice president, Akhandananda was the president. Around that time. And maybe afterwards. So the devotees of Kolkata, they always looking for a direct disciple. When he will come, ready for that. So there also these monks will become happy. So they made all the arrangements. So he came from Allahabad. So immediate getting, when he got down from the train, immediately the first question, is arrangements are ready? I want to go to Rangoon. So Maharaj, please come to Belur Math first. Then we'll go to Rangoon, because from there you need sheep. You have to go the port and all those things. So, but first question, my animal ready for Rangoon? Okay. So, okay, then it goes on. They did everything very quickly. And when he was going, when he was in the ship, always asking, so do they allow me to get down from the ship? So Maharaj, why they will not allow you? You have a ticket and all those things, you will get down there. But everybody will, okay, what a strange kind of behavior. And when you read life of Swami Vivekananda, really it was very difficult to understand many things about Vivekanandaji. So when he got down from the ship, there was a huge gathering to receive. Maybe he was vice president or president to receive a disciple of Swami of Sri Ramakrishna. And afterwards, when during conversation, so then all those monks understood that his eagerness, the reason behind his eagerness. Why? So in a vision, he saw Sri Ramakrishna telling him, go to Rangoon. So that's why he got that vision. Now he had to, obey that order of Sri Ramakrishna. So just think about that. If he would not disclose that one, what would you think? A crazy person. Another incident, same kind of incident there. So one day, let me, because that is important, because who are they to understand? So we have a different kind of motive behind all of our actions, and they have different motive. So we have to understand the motive. That's why I wanted to share all the story. Another story, many of you may know that one. So, okay. So one day, suddenly, he came to Belur Math without any hint. So generally, he was a vice president or president. That time he was maybe not vice president, but still he was the disciple of Sri Ramakrishna. So you have to get ready. You have to his room and all those things, because in those days Belur Math didn't have much room to accommodate a guest monk. So suddenly he appeared one day. What? And throughout the month, Vigyan Maharaj has come, Viraj has come. So everyone rushed in to the spot to see. So then he came and came down from the taxi, the motor car, and directly he went to upstairs, where Swami Shivananda, he was sick during his last days. So he went there and paid his respect and pranam, maybe, and he came down and about to board the taxi again. He came from Allahabad. In those days, if you go now, it is around 10 hours journey by train. In those days, it would take more. So, Maharaj, what are you doing? From Allahabad you came, came to Belur Math, went to see Shivanandaji and finished. So, no, I have nothing to do here. I want to return. Maharaj, please stay here. After so many days you have come, these new monks, many new brahmacharis monks, they want to see you. They need your association, your guidance, like that. They know how to solve the issue. So Maharaj told, okay, I am not going. He stayed there. Now again, during this conversation, they asked, Maharaj, what was that? So he wanted to return. So what is that? Then he slowly disclosed. Again, in the meditation, he saw Sri Ramakrishna. Sorry. He was thinking about, during meditation, he was thinking about Swami Shivananda. Because Shivananda was sick, and he was very sad. This is the love between direct disciples, Just thinking, okay. Then suddenly he found that Sri Ramakrishna, he is saying that don't worry about him. I am taking care of him. Means don't worry about Swami Shivananda. I am taking care of him. So that this vision, it motivated him, inspired him to see the person for whom the God is always thinking. Do you get it? So he wanted to see that person for whom Swami Shivananda, God is thinking. I am taking care of him. That's why he came. So it is very difficult. There's in maybe Chaitanya Charitamrita, Chaitanya Bhagavata, Chaitanya Charitamrita, this beautiful line. Jar chitte Krishna prem karaye uday, tar bakko kriya mudra bigyena bujhaye. It's Bengali, old Bengali. So it means he in whose heart Krishna's love has awakened, his words, actions and gestures remain a mystery even to the wise. It's because the common people, we always have a selfish motive. If you want to donate something, you want others to know that you have donated something. If you do anything, you have a kind of narrow motive behind that. And they are motiveless. That's why in their heart, Krishna is playing. In their heart, Rama is playing, or Rama, Krishna, whatever, they are playing. Because there's no selfish motive in their heart. So common people, how will they understand? They will understand according their understanding, their frame of mind, because they never did that kind of thing. So how beautifully wrote, he in whose heart Krishna's love has awakened, his words, action, and gestures remain a mystery even to the wise. Um, um, their, their lives were extraordinary because of this profound thirst. Oh, sorry. So I wrote something after that. Yet, through the ages, this portion is from a Bengali article that I wrote long ago. After that. Yet, through the ages, those who have surrendered their all to the lotus feet of the divine have caught a glimpse of the ineffable beauty of such lives. Who understands? Not wise. Not wise people. Wise means I want to say the scholar, not the scholar. Who can understand? Who has some kind of understanding that divinity? Who has also that kind of love? They can. Like maybe the greatness of like a scientist of like Stephen Hawking or Albert Einstein, who will understand? Not maybe a porter or a musician. If a boy, a student of physics can understand more. No. Or maybe a great musician, maybe Beethoven or Bach, who will understand. Who want to be a musician, he or she can understand. So who can understand this kind of people? Not a bookworm, but a person who wants to walk in same kind of path. They can understand little. So again Swami Madhavanandaji. Madhavanandaji made a remark reflecting on the life of Swami Vivekananda. He wrote, intense renunciation. The beauty of Madhavanandaji was summarized thing. Whatever he wrote, it is so briefly. Intense renunciation was the crowning glory of his character. He lived his life in perfect adherence to the words of his Guru, remaining a peerless spiritual teacher of the highest order. His precious teachings and divine life are a celestial treasure to us. You see the lines? Though immersed in the divine, he moved through the world as if untouched by it, appearing as an ordinary man, yet embodying extraordinary grace. Stern as thunder, he was ever compassionate toward those who sought his refuge. Last word now. Worldliness could never stain his transcendent life. There is no stain. Here is the difference. Their lives were extraordinary because of this profound thirst. We'll come, there is an analogy of Homa bird. Sri Ramakrishna used to describe his direct disciples. So, according to mythology, it says there is some bird. There was a bird, Homa bird. So the mother, that bird, it lays eggs in the sky itself. It's just a story. Then in the mid-air, when it started falling, it hatches. And then when the young fledglings, they come out from the egg, suddenly they found that we are going to hit the ground. So in that moment, that instinct says, go upward. That instinct, it says, go upward. This suddenly, it is just mythological story, don't bring science here. So immediately they want to fly above. And they reach there where their mother lives. So that thirst to go upward, that is the point. The thirst. Here is the. So why we are discussing all this? Don't compare. We are common people, don't feel like that. We all have. We have to discover that one. That makes a person different from other person. How to? We have to pray, we have to try, you have to read again and again. That is the way. You know, that Indian sweet, Rasagolla. You know that one? So you have to put that that sweet in the syrup of sugar. So that slowly it will soak the syrup, and thus it will sweeten that paneer. So that is the thing. We have to soak our mind in this kind of thought. Automatically, our life will get sweetened. We need not to worry. So that is the reason why we are discussing all those things. Such souls who have dissolved their finite selves into the infinite divine radiate a celestial sweetness in their every movement, word, and action. Same thing like Rasagolla. So such souls who have dissolved their finite selves, why we are suffering? We are thinking we are isolated. We are not isolated. So into the divine bliss radiate a celestial sweetness in their every movement, word, and action. This divine fragrance stirs the hearts of ordinary people. You see, when you read all those things, when you hear all those things, it stirs the hearts of ordinary people, awakening in them a longing for that unseen, blissful realm. Those who take refuge at the feet of these God-realized souls find their inner darkness dispelled. Again, I have quoted some portion from scripture. So again, 4 lines again. It is in Bengali. I try to translate that. Ishte garo trishna rag swarup লক্ষণ, ইষ্টে আবিষ্টতা এই তটস্থ লক্ষণ, রাগময়ী ভক্তির হয় রাগাত্মিকা নাম, তাহা শুনি লুব্ধ হয় কোনো ভাগ্যবান. Last line, তাহা শুনি লুব্ধ হয় কোনো ভাগ্যবান. So what does it mean? It goes like that. Deep yearning for the beloved, the divine beloved, marks the characteristic of raga bhakti. Bhakti means devotion, rag means a technical term, that unconditional love. What is the characteristic of that love? It is deep yearning for the divine beloved. Deep yearning. Next line. Absorption in the beloved defines the state of divine attachment. Some kind of worldly attachment to understand. So it is the divine attachment. So how you understand? Avishtata, that absorption. You are like in a spell, always thinking about that divine. So it defines. Fortunate are those who hear of such devotion and feel irresistibly drawn to it. So kono bhagyavan, some fortunate people, after hearing all those kind of these stories, that kind of lives, they feel irresistible drawn to it. So this is that's the importance of hearing and culture, all those things in your life. The teaching and lives of these great souls are invaluable treasures to the world. Their very presence awakens a divine longing that transforms mortal lives into immortal ones. Swami Bhuteshananda ji. Swami Vivekananda ji was the 12th president of our order. He made another beautiful remark. What was that? He told, such souls, lives like direct disciples of Avatara, whoever else, such souls do not need to think of God. God is ever present in their hearts. So what you need to think, what you do not have, what you need to have, what you do not have, that you need to have. But if it is already present in your purse, so you have no need that, because we know it is in my purse. How beautifully. This is the golden lines, no, remarks. He told again, such souls do not need to think of God. God is ever present in their hearts. Thus, every page of their lives exudes the nectar of divine love. Listening to their words about Sri Ramakrishna becomes an experience so profoundly touching that it leaves a lasting imprint on the soul. When they spoke about their Sri Ramakrishna, it always it leaves a permanent it imprint in our heart. Whatever they told about Sri Ramakrishna. Sri Ramakrishna once, and you know, Sri Ramakrishna was famous for his analogy. So, in Gospel 1883, 24 December, Sri Ramakrishna was talking with M. So, he remarked, I recognized you on hearing you read the Chaitanya Bhagavata. You are my own. The same substance like father and son. All of you are coming here again. When you pull one part of the Kalmi creeper, all the branches come toward you. You are all relatives like brothers. Suppose Rakhal Harish and the others had gone to Puri and you were there too, would you live separately? Kalmi creeper is some kind of green. The eastern part of India, in Bangladesh, West Bengal, this part, probably other part I do not know. Sometimes it is that it generally floats on the water bodies, in ponds and small water bodies, and you need not to go to the market to buy that. The poor villagers, they easily could collect those creepers from the pond, the upper part of the pond. It floats on the surface. So if you somehow if you get one branch of that, you can get hold that whole thing. So mentioning that part, he told that when you pull one part the Kalmi creeper, like Avatara, if you get hold that, all the branches come towards you. In other words, if you started loving Swami Vivekananda, everyone will come. If you start loving Sri Ramakrishna, everyone will come. So you are like a Kalmi creepers. All the branches come towards you. If you pull one part of that, you are all relatives, like brothers. Suppose Rakhal, Harish and others had gone to Puri and you were there too, would you live separately? You need not live. Rakhal, they are also, they're young disciples of Sri Ramakrishna. So, okay, like your relative. If you go to India, or maybe somebody from India want to come here, they will look for, like a few days, they look for some relatives where they generally live. So he made that remark, Kolmir Dal. When an avatara or divine incarnation comes to earth, they never come alone. Just as a king is always surrounded by his trusted advisors, so too does the Lord. He brings along special companions. We see this in the lives of Sri Krishna, Buddha, Jesus Christ, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and others. Sri Ramakrishna was no different. He came with a group of unique souls, people who were not like the rest of the world. From their very first meeting, these companions felt a deep connection with Sri Ramakrishna, and as though they had known him for many lifetimes. Sri Ramakrishna once told, sometimes when I see somebody new, I just get up from my bed. Like after so many days, I saw that person. Here, like about him, in a vision, he was in the procession, in a divine vision, that Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was leading in front. So he saw him and Balaram Bose in that procession. So it was just a vision. So M never came by that time. Yet not came by that time. But after so many days, when he came, okay, that person, I saw him in the procession. Like he made many remarks. We'll come slowly on that. Like Ramakrishnananda, Sharat Maharaj, he saw in the group of Jesus. So these two brothers. His love was so pure and strong that it often felt greater than the love of their own parents. Though they may not have fully understood why they are drawn to him, Sri Ramakrishna knew. He recognized that their lives were tied to his divine purpose and that they were meant to help fulfill it. This group, companions, can be compared to a theatre troupe. Sri Ramakrishna used to call Jatra Dal. Compared to a theatre troupe, where Sri Ramakrishna is the lead actor and the hero of the play. Each of his companions had a role to play, some big, some small, but every role was important. Together, they brought out the deeper meaning of his life and mission. Sri Ramakrishna's companions could be divided into two groups. The first group was made up of his young renunciate disciples like Narendranath, later Swami Vivekananda, Rakhal Swami Brahmananda, Baburam, and so on. Most of them were students and had not yet been caught up in worldly life. Sri Ramakrishna called them butter churned before sunrise. Butter churned before sunrise. Why? Once the heat of the sun touches it, the butter melts. That's why he gave that analogy. By this, he meant that these youths had not yet been exposed to the scorching heat of worldly life. Their hearts were still pure, untouched by the burdens of worldly attachments. Within them, the virtues of renunciation, devotion, discernment, and dissipation were solidified. Yet, Sri Ramakrishna loved them deeply, kept a watchful eye on them, and ensured their spiritual growth unfolded fully. He guarded them from harm and challenges with utmost care. So once our M told, like that, the mother bird sometimes protects that young ones, covering her wings. Under the wings, she covered like that. Like that, Sri Ramakrishna always protecting them. By his affection but his affection was not weak or indulgent. Here is the difference. If anyone overate at night, he would get annoyed, knowing that overeating would lead to drowsiness. And the night was not meant for sleep, but for spiritual practice. He was a coach. Like that, like an expert coach. Oh, no. The whole night you are thinking you are going to sleep. No. 5 hours or maybe 4 hours is enough. And I know the right time when to call you for meditation. He would say 3 types of people stay awake at night: yogis, bhogis, and the yogis. Yogis, you understand, and who is sick, that pain will not allow, and bhogi, the who would like to enjoy the world. You are young yogis, bala yogi. You are young yogis. Sleep does not suit you at night. I'm talking about not whole night. Don't think you are so strict. Often, he would wake them at midnight and send some of the Panchavati Grove or the Ganges bank for meditation. Any deviation from discipline invited strict correction. He forbade any conversation apart from topics related to God, emphasizing truth is the austerity of the Kali Yuga. Even in jest, he prohibited falsehood. Each of these young devotees had unique dispositions and spiritual capacities. Sri Ramakrishna tailored his teachings to suit each one's nature. What he advised one, he might not say to another. We have to understand that part, very important. Yet his guidance for all led them toward the ultimate spiritual goal. Everyone is different. So a coach knows, for him, this kind of exercise is needed. For that person, this kind of thing. This food for him, that food for her, he knows. Yet his guidance for all led them toward the ultimate spiritual goal. His remarks about them were often astonishing and mysterious. His prophecies, this will happen to him. And it happened afterwards. So I think better to conclude. So thing is that Sri Ramakrishna knew, but sometimes don't, that about his strictness, we must have understand. He didn't have much time. Again, you see a life of Jesus, how many days he lived with his disciples? Sri Ramakrishna also. The Swami Vivekananda came around 1881 kind of thing, and Subodhananda, they come 1884 that time, and Sri Ramakrishna passed away 1886. Yeah, so he was eager to change their life. So we'll go on in our. So this foundation was needed. Who are they? We are talking about this person. Who are they? We have to know their little bit about the background, and we'll see afterwards that in Kashipur, Baranagar monastery, how Sri Ramakrishna imparted his love, infused with love these monks. They became what you call that tower, no? Lighthouse. They became a lighthouse in the dark night. We'll read. We'll share our thoughts. So thank you. So let us. Om Niranjanam Nityam Anantarupam Bhaktanukampa Dhritavigrahang Vai Ishaavatarang Parameshamidyam Tang Ramakrishnan Shirasa Namama. Salutation to Sri Ramakrishna, the incarnation of the Supreme Lord, who is worshipped by all and is the perfect embodiment of the eternal truth, manifesting in various forms to guide and help mankind. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om Peace, Peace, Peace.